So, good evening, everyone. I warmly welcome you all to the 1796th day of the uninterrupted daily webinar of the International Forum for Promoting Homeopathy. I am Dr. Rucha Mavadia, the moderator for today's English session. And today we are delighted to welcome back Dr. Dipti Sarma to the IFPH platform. Her previous session on Tourette syndrome was highly insightful and well received. Dr. Dipti is a BHMS and MD Pediatrics and currently serves as an assistant professor in the Department of Anatomy at CVM Homeopathic Medical College, Anand, Gujarat. Today, she returns to share her knowledge on a fascinating subject that is periodic table and homeopathy, a topic that explores the beautiful intersection of elemental science with homeopathic philosophy and remedy understanding. And without further delay, I now invite Dr. Dipti Sharma to begin today's session. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Ruchama. So today our topic is periodic table and homeopathy. Let me share the slide first. So are my slides visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So starting with the periodic table. As we all know, periodic table was given by Mendeleev. It is also known as Mendeleev's periodic table. So Dmitry Mendeleev, what he did, he was arranging the chemicals according to their atomic number. And while he was arranging them, he noticed that every eighth element was having some common organization, common manifestation. Means that they are organized by the atomic, while he was organizing it by the atomic number and the electronic configuration. He noticed that there were some similarities between the elements, and these according to these similarities, he arranged them one by one into the rows and columns. And in between, he also felt that there was a gap. There were some elements that were yet to be found, and thus he left a gap over there to be filled afterwards when the chemicals were, uh, found. So the periodic table is a classification of the chemical elements in a logical framework, and it was given by Dmitry Mendeleev. So the periods are the horizontal rows which represent the energy level of electrons. Means in first one, there is only one. In the outer shell, there is only one electron. While in the last one, the electrons are full in the outer sphere. In the groups, the vertical columns representing groups. What are groups? The groups are the vertical columns representing elements with similar chemical properties. So this is a common, we know, we have all learned about the periodic table in our school education. So the periodic table consists of how many rows and columns it is? We'll learn about it. First, let us learn about why we need to understand the periodic table in homeopathy. Okay, so the periodic table consists of many metals, non-metals, transition metals, noble gases, lanthanides and actinides, which were discovered after Mendeleev gave the periodic table, and some elements of unknown properties. So while we understand the importance of periodic table, it is important to know that there are various sources of homeopathic medicines, along which there is one source which is mineral kingdom. Others are vegetable kingdom, animal kingdom, nosodes, sarcodes, imponderabilia, and synthetic sources. So mineral kingdom consists of the medicines from the mineral group, which means the elements from the periodic table are in the mineral group, mineral kingdom. So the usage of mineral kingdom remedies has been from the inception of homeopathy. That means which is from the starting of the homeopathy. Two drugs, namely causticum and cuprum, were listed in Fragmenta de Viribus Medicamentorum Positivum Sano Corporis Humano Observatives. So among the 27 drugs listed in Fragmenta de Viribus, there were causticum and cuprum. And along with it, 24 drugs from the vegetable kingdom and one from the animal kingdom were also listed. So from the inception of homeopathy, from the starting, from the initiation, there were the inclusion of mineral kingdom drugs. And for learning the periodic table, how it will help us? It will help us to enlarge our knowledge, first of all, and secondly, to prescribe our patients more effectively, getting closer to the minimum. Because while learning the periodic table, we learn that how is it connected to the evolution of the human being, to from the conception till the death, how the patient or the person evolves and how is it related to the minerals. Okay, so the understanding of the homeopathic profile of the elements of the periodic tables help us in gaining the vast knowledge of homeopathy, and the homeopaths can assess the minimum for patients more effectively. Now, as I was saying, the table is divided into rows, which are also called periods or series, and the columns, which are called groups. And the table is arranged in 7 rows and 18 columns. So the 7 rows define the various series of evolution, and 18 columns, these are groups. Okay, and the intersection of a series and group forms one element. At that one point, whatever the element is, it is the composition of what the theme for the series is and the theme for the group is. At that intersection, we know about it. So the rows of the periodic table can be seen as a replica of the development of the person, starting from the conception and ending in the old age and death. So the 7 series are basically like a book. The various chapters of the book are what? They are the series of life that is happening with us. Like the conception. Conception depicts what? Conception depicts that first the thing was not even there and now it exists by the conjoining. It now exists. So according to this, the several rows depict the several lessons or several evolution phases or the several chapters of the inner image of the individual. Since we perceive the person as mineral, we can reach the stage of development in which he is stuck in and further identify the row. So the first row, which consists of only hydrogen and helium, is the row for conception and existence. So as I was already telling you, at first the person was not even existing and now it exists. And the second and third rows are part of like birthing process. The after exiting the fetal life, there is a birthing process. That is a separation from the mother. Separation from the mother, they come out of the womb and now they exist in the world. So the birthing process and the toddler phase comes in the second row. Third row is also the childhood phase. From 4th, 5th and 6th, it is adulthood stage, and they depict the various, qualities of an individual, like what they want in life and what they depict as an individual. The adulthood phase are in 4th, 5th and 6th row. And the 7th row is of letting. Letting go is what? It is coming towards the senility, towards the death. That is 7th row. So the first rows, the key elements are hydrogen and helium, and the theme is existence and incarnation. Second row is lithium to neon, and the theme is separation, identity development. Like, so the now the birthing process is taking place and the identity will develop. Now it was just the part of the mother, and now a separate identity is to be developed. It's to be developed, I am saying here. And in the third row, there will be identity formation. This is the main childhood age. After the toddler phase passes, the childhood age comes, means school going age, and now the person depict his own identity. He forms his own identity. The fourth row is the Ferrum series, which is now we are entering in the adulthood. This is security, work, and stability. The fifth row is silver series that depicts the theme of which is creativity and performance. The sixth row is the gold series in which responsibility and leadership are the main theme. Seventh row, which is going towards the senility and death, it is the uranium series and the theme of it is collapse and letting go. So coming to the hydrogen series, so basically there are only two elements which are symbolic of now I existed, now I don't. So like there are only two possibilities, to be or not to be. It is about existence. Like the energy is turned into matter and the conception happens here. They were not there before, but now they exist. So hydrogen and helium are the two elements of these series. So hydrogen is an element which has no connection, no support, and no structure. So there is only one electron in the outer shell. The isolation is so great that they connect to the whole. They are not even sure of their existence. It is like one pole, they feel they have the existence, while on the other pole they feel they are nothing at all. The helium is a gas, a noble gas, and they feel that they are happy in the womb. They are like happiest person, but they do not want to exist the womb of the mother. Means we are not talking about that the person or the fetus is in the womb, then we have to give hydrogen or helium. We are talking about the mental state of the person at which they are stuck. So they do not want to exit the comfort zone of their. They are happy, they are very good, they are very cheerful, they are very joyful, but only in their comfortable environment. Like the patient of autism, they do not want to come out of their comfort zone because they cannot handle it. Okay, so this is the helium series, which is happy but in the womb. They do not want to exist in the world outside. They are happy in themselves. The row 2 is the carbon series. The theme of this is individual identity, value, and separation. So now the conception has happened, and now the birthing process is happening. So they are separating from the mother and exiting to the new world, the world they have never seen before. So they are coming into the world, and the umbilical cord will be cut and they will be separated. So starting off it, they will be very insecure. They do not want to separate, but they have to. They know that they have to. And after the end of the series, we'll see that the process of separation has happened, and they have to, now gain some security, and they have to understand that they now exist in the world. So the elements of the second row are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. From beryllium to oxygen, the process of separation happens progressively. So the elements which are lithium, beryllium, boron, which are the starting elements, issues the feeling of dependence and separation. And no separation. There is feeling of insecurity to have an independent existence. The elements carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen develop separation, and the element fluorine completely separates and break the attachment. So, as I was saying, from in the starting, they have been dependent, and they cannot have the feeling of insecurity. They have the feeling that they have to exist independently, but they do not want. Then comes carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. They develop separation, and fluorine completely breaks the attachment. Now they are separate. They know that they are separate, and they are completely independent. They know from the inside that they are like that. So the beryllium remains strongly connected, and he does not even have the perception of separation. Boron doubts. Imagine that the birthing process is taking place, and imagine the life they are getting, the evolution that they are getting. So beryllium, they remain strongly connected, and he do not want to do not even have the perception of separation. They do not know that they are going to separate from the mother. Now boron doubts about whether he is or he is not connected to his mother. So the umbilical cord is being cut here. The boron doubts whether he is connected or not connected to his mother. The carbon fears of not being able to be by his own. So now there is a fear, a developmental fear that they do not wanted to separate. They wanted some protection. They wanted some governing. They wanted the womb, but they feared that they will not be able to live by their own selves. Nitrogen feels claustrophobic and wants to be separated, leaves the mother womb and be independent. Now they were like, they do not want, before that the elements wanted, they do not wanted to be alone. They wanted the protection of the womb, but now the element is nitrogen. Nitrogen feels claustrophobic. They feel like they are, trapped inside and they want to be separated. They leave the mother's womb and they are independent. The oxygen is already outside the world and breathes for the first time. Like they are like, while they are independent, they are, most soothing, most energetic persons in their mind, because they are outside. While they are independent, they feel very soothing. Fluorine is like the cut of the umbilical cord. He's completely independent. Now fluorine is completely independent and the neon is separated and quite happy with that. The Silesium series, the theme depicting this series is identity, family, and relations. The question of identity arises as I am separate, but who am I? This level issues the development assertion of individual choice, ability to do things for self. This is the level of relationship. First within the family, then gradually including other people on. So in this, the Silesium series, they know that they are separate. They have been separate, but now the identity is being formed. In the previous row, the identity was being developed from the insecurity to the security, and now the identity is being formed. They know that they are separate, but who are they? They have this constant question in their mind. So this is the level in which the individual asserts his choices, his ability to do things. He develops the relation within the family, in outside world. They include other people. Like you know that the toddler, he grows and then he knows that yeah, they are my mama, they are my father, she is my mama, he is my father, and then they know that these are my siblings, and then they form friends when they go out. So this is the Silesium series. The elements of the third row, the Silesium series, are sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silica, phosphorus, sulfur, chloride, and argon. Many of the elements are present in which we have the medicines. The polycrysts are from mainly this row. The sodium feels that he has an independent existence but does not have a distinct identity or capacity to find one. So in the first column, there will be only one electron in the outer shell. So they will always have some or the other insecurity, some of the other thing that they need to find someone else, because they have only one electron. So they are not complete. They do not feel complete. In the first column, they do not feel complete, and so they always think that they need to find someone, and then they can they know that they, in the sodium, they know that they have independent existence, but does not have a distinct identity or capacity to find one. So there is no sense of identity, causing confusion about him. In the magnesium, they start to build their own ideas, but they're afraid of expressing them and scared for being forsaken if they express themselves. So they adapt the identity that the other wants. So in this, the magnesium, they adapt according to their environment. They adapt according to the people they are living with, they are having around them. They adapt according to them, because they're afraid that they will be taken for granted or their ideas will be, backlashed. Aluminium is confused about his identity too. He is not certain whether he has an independent personality or if he has what the other wants. So in the sodium, they have independent existence, but they were confused about everything. In the magnesium, they had their own ideas, but they were afraid to speak about them. In the aluminium, they are somewhat like in between. They know that they are independent, but they do not know that their ideas are their own, or someone else is having the ideas, or he is depicting the ideas of someone else, or he is the image of someone else, or the or what the other person wants from them is if he is depicting that, or if he is depicting what he himself wants. Silica is sure about his identity and has a well-defined image of his own. The phosphorus having an identity apart from what was given. So, so phosphorus is the stage. The phosphorus is the stage where the person is sure of what he wants, what he is, and what is the thing that he identifies with. Now, sulfur is proud of his identity and knows that he is better than others. Now, sulfur is getting to the phase where they think that no, I have a separate identity, but I am also better than others. Chloride having an identity that is opposite of what was given. So, what was expected of him, he depicts the total opposite of what was given to him. So argon having his own identity and he is happy with that. The last elements you are seeing again and again, they are saying that they are happy with what they are having because the outer shell is full in this one. The row 4 is the Ferrum series. The theme depicting the series is task, trade, abilities, profession, and security. This is the level where abilities started to develop. So now the childhood stage has passed. Now we are entering the adulthood phase. And now the adulthood phase is what? It is task, trade, abilities, profession, security. Now we are talking about security. Now we are talking about what we can do and what we cannot do, and what task we have to perform, what duties we have to perform. So, in this, the person knows what he is, who he is, but the safety is not yet developed. He can't safeguard or defend himself. The security in terms of money, relationship, house, job, and health is not there, and it will be developed one by one. From the first, it is not there at all, and to the last, it has developed completely like that. The elements are potassium, calcium. So the potassium and calcium lacks the capacity to protect self and depends on others. The potassium and calcium depends on others. Scandium, titanium, vanadium, and chromium start to develop capacity to protect self. The elements manganese, ferrum, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc can protect themselves and need the position maintenance for which they face opposition. The gallium, germanium, arsenic, selenium, and bromine begin to lose capacity of self-protection. So, in the starting, the elements which were there, they lacked complete capacity to defend themselves. Then slowly they develop the capacity. Slowly till the point they maintain the position and they face opposition, and then they lose this capacity too, and they cannot now again they cannot protect themselves. The silver series is the second row of the adulthood, and the theme depicting this series is ideas, art, creativity, and performance. Now, the Ferrum series was the task, trade, ability. The silver series is creativity and performance. The artistic people are in the silver series. This revolves around the ideas, the new ideas, being creative, and actors are the persons that can perform, and they need to be appreciated. This can be done through paintings and sculptures, through poetry, theater, music, through speeches, or through channeled information from other spheres. The area is that of the province, the need or to process information, analyze, improvise, research, invent, devise, strategize, plan, solve, conclude. Speech and hearing are two specific physical themes that belong to the silver series. Speech to get ideas across to others, ears to receive the ideas. So Here, first thing, the depiction of the series is basically the artist, the creative person, like the actors, musicians, the poets, the theater people. They are basically in the silver series, and they uh, they constantly need to be to improvise. They constantly need to research. They constantly feel the need to invent and devise new information, new plans, new ideas, and they need to strategize and plan accordingly, and then they need to conclude them too. So there are two things in this: speech and hearing. Speech is what we speak, and hearing is what we receive. So what we can give and what we can receive is in this series. The elements are rubidium and strontium. These elements, which are in the starting of the road, they lack the capacity to explore. They lack the capacity to create and perform. Rather, they depend on others for all this. The elements, yttrium, zirconium, niobium, molybdenum, start developing capacity to explore new things. Technetium, rhodium, ruthenium, palladium, silver, cadmium develops capacity and needs maintaining it. They need to continually maintain it. Indium, tin, antimony, tellurium, and iodine lose the capacity to create and perform. So, while they were having nothing, they needed to depend on others to the point they started, they had everything, and to the point they lose it again. The silver series continued. You must be noticing that many of the elements do not have homeopathic medicines in their name. So there are many medicines that are yet to be found. They are yet to be proved, but it is there. We can learn what they will show, or what the drug proving might show through the periodic table. I'm sorry, it is not working. Just a second. Okay. Now the row 6, which is the gold series. Issue is of responsibility and leadership. This is the last row of adulthood. Okay, not the last row of periodic table. There is one more left. It is the last row of adulthood. Then it will go to senility and death. So the gold series depicts the issue of responsibility and leadership. They passed all the stages, so they are complete in every way, complete in all the other things that have been shared before, that have been there in the other series. Now they want to be leaders. Because they feel that there is responsibility, that they need to change or reform the world, that they have to become humanistic, and they have to set their rules. They have to uh, set their rules and also live by other rules. They need to be free also, and they have to have self control and self determination too. So they dislike being controlled and manipulated because they want to be leaders. They want to be responsible, having a strong intellectual capacity, and they have desire of wisdom, spirituality, truth, and anarchy. So the main theme in the gold series is not the responsibility and leadership. It is the power. It is the power which is given by responsibility and leadership. So power over other people with a feeling of responsibility for those. This is a phase of maturity, the age at which the people traditionally used to and still do come into a position of power. The area extends many people, like the gold series will not include people who are in a low job, or they will be in power, like a king, a powerful king who is responsible for his community, who is responsibility to set rules for the community. So the gold series is mainly the series for power, the king of many people. The main employers are in this series. The elements are cesium, barium, which lacks the power of responsibility and depends on other. Lanthanum, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten start taking responsibilities. Rhenium, osmium, iridium, platinum, aurum, mercury be the leader and maintain the same. Thallium, lead, bismuth, polonium, astatine start losing power to take responsibilities. Now the last row of the periodic table is row 7, which is the uranium series. So the uranium series is the series of destruction and disintegration. We are going towards the senility, we are going towards death period. So it is the row of destruction and disintegration. There is very large pressure to because of responsibilities. They are overloaded with that, and they want to break free all these things. They want to let it go. There is in this series, there is the depiction of the magic and intuition. These are the people who know how to reach their goals through the power of intention and the power of thought. These people are often clairvoyant or clairvoyant, or they simply know what is going on. They are the one who guide the evolution of mankind from behind the scene, working with invisible forces. They know how to manifest the hidden knowledge and power deep within the subconscious mind. This is the time of very old age. They work with the whole world and whole universe. So it is like they know inside. There is an intuition. There is a magic in them, that they know what is going to happen, what is going on, and what needs to happen. But there is also enormous responsibility, so they just want to let go of all that. They just want to now rest peacefully. They want to break free from all these responsibilities. They now want to rest peacefully. But there is also according to experience, because it is the old age, according to the experience comes the intuition also. There comes the power of intention also. So this is the uranium series, the last row. Now we come to the columns. So as we talked about it before, there are 18 columns. So 18 columns depicts the 18 stages. These stages correspond to the electronic configuration in the outer shell of the atom and to the chemical behavior of the specific element. The remedies on the left side of the periodic table are dependent on others for support and to complete their structure, because they have a feeling of lacking, while the remedies on the right side of the periodic table have the feeling that they have to do it on their own, complete their structure themselves without anybody to help. So because in the outer shell of the first column, there is only one electron, so there is always a feeling of dependence. They always feel that to complete themselves, they need someone else. So this is column 1. While the last column, the 18th column, they know that their structure is complete and they do not need anybody's help. They can do it on their own, and they have to do it on their own, is the last column, which is the 18th column. So the first column is the beginning. First column is beginning. The second one is place to settle. Third is search, comparing. Fourth is establish. Fifth, prepare. Sixth, prove. Seventh, train and cooperate. Eighth, preservance. Ninth, fulfill and success. 10th, supremacy and rule. 11th, keep and preserve. 12th, divide, defending. 13th, withdraw, retiring. 14th, formal. 15, lose or loss. 16, memory. 17, and abandon or letting go. 18, pause, rest before a new cycle. So basically, starting is the beginning. They need dependence on others. They need protections from others. They need others to complete them. While the 18th one, they are complete in themselves. So they just want to pause and rest before new things happen or the new cycle begins. Okay. And the intersection of rows and columns depict how the properties of the mineral or the element that is there in that particular row and column intersection. So the first is total dependence and no structure. The second is need for support like an infant. Third is doubt about capacity and desire for structure. Fourth is self-questioning about ability. Fifth is ready but hesitant. Sixth is facing challenges, proving oneself. Seventh, overwhelmed desire for perfection. Eighth, extreme pressure and near breakdown. Ninth is near perfection and effortful. Tenth is confidence and peak success. 11th is preservation and defense. 12th is alert, protecting what was achieved. 13th is fear of loss, exhausting defense. 14 is acceptance of failure. 15 is despair, disintegration. 16 is incapacity, feeling useless. 17 is final dissolution, escape. And 18 is final detachment, isolation, and rest. So, completely depending on others, needing support, then questioning ability, forming abilities, then trying to be perfect. They are near perfect and they have reached the top level of confidence, and then they feel exhausted, they cannot defend themselves, then they start accepting that they are failure, and then they disintegrate, and then they feel completely useless and they want to escape, and then there is like, I want to rest now. So from total dependence to the rest, in between there are many challenges in between, and many things that are going on in the mind of the person. So the psychological state is, constantly changing according to the column that they are in. So column 1, in which there is only one electron in the outer shell, so there is totally dependence on others for everything. Their structure has not started to form. They need support to avoid collapsing, like natrium and kalium, etc., which has only one electron in their outermost orbit, so would require 7 to make them stable. When they unite with another element, they tend to lose their outermost electron, thus making them a cation. So, hence these elements are very needy and dependent on others to achieve stability. So, the prefix associated with it is in. So, first element, in prefix is used like introduce, initiate, induce, incarnate, and impulsive. So the in prefix words are used to describe column 1 elements. So there is a spontaneous start and impulsive beginning. Things are done without being thought over, without reflection. These leads to naive, indistinctive, simplistic, or even childish or foolish behavior. It can lead to one-sidedness, which seems rigid, many, and alone and lonely. So, because outer shell has one electron, they feel alone and lonely, and they feel dependent on other, while there is also introduction, because this is the beginning of the periodic table, the beginning row of beginning column of the periodic table. So they are said to be impulsive, introduce, initiating, instinctive, and simple, but foolish or childish behavior is also there. The column 2, which starts with beryllium, they begin to feel the presence of structure, because the outer shell has more electronic configuration than the last one. Each column has more electronic configuration than the last one. So column 2 begin to feel the presence of structure, but cannot do anything without help. They are more independent than individuals from the first column, but they feel demand, support, physical help, and orientation can make decisions. They often need a father figure. The remedies in the second column, magnesium, calcareum, strontium, and barium, had a strong intensity of dependence. Each element is dependent in the different way that represents a certain stage of human development. So, as we talked before, that in the column 2, the main theme is the dependence on others. They feel like an infant. They need always support. They need someone to depend on to. So column 2 is basically depending on others for, they start to feel that they have a structure, but they always feel that they need to depend on others for completing them, for doing anything. They always need some sort of the support. So they are basically unsure about many things, and they are timid in nature. They do not know what they are worth of, or what they can do or what they cannot do. So they remain passive or adapt the situation. They just watch and feel watched at the same time. So they hide. They want to hide. They want or they need protection and support. The column 3 want their own structure because more number of electrons they are having. So they know that they can complete. So they want their own structure, but they doubt that whether they can complete or whether they cannot complete. They are uncertain about whether they can complete their structure or they cannot complete. So the prefix here is un or under. So they are official, they are underage, unofficial, under the mark, too small to participate in the real thing. So basically, they feel like they're under something. They are not sure. They are confused about whether they can do or they cannot do. They are unsure about it and they underestimate themselves. So they cannot reach to a conclusion. Hence, they are indecisive. They cannot take a decision on their own. The column 3 elements. The column 4, it doubts about structure and result. They cannot go back and they have to do things on one's own, and they question themselves, will I able to? So basically there is more number of electrons in the outer shell, right? So now there is a feeling that yes, I can do that, but will I be able to? So there is a question mark, or irresolution phase. But when they do something, they also, like column 3, they also feel unsure. But when they do something, they are astonished because now they are in the zone when they can take the decision, but they are unsure whether their decision will work or not. So column 4 is basically whether I'll be able to do or not. So now, while being unsure, they are taking decision. So after the decision has been successful, there is a astonishment phase, while there is an irresolution phase in the starting. The column 5 is structure is complete, but the foundation is not strong. And they ask, should I go ahead or not? So basically, now will I be able to do or not is not there. It is like, should I do this or should I not? Should I go ahead or should I stop here? So the basic prefix is pre, like they are preparing. They precede the real action. So the action is yet to be complete. The thing is yet to be complete. They feel like the thing that is going to happen is too big and they cannot do it. But when they do it, when they actually enter the thing, they can do it. But if someone, opposes them, or someone, discourages them, they are very easily discouraged and very easily disappointed. And they need constantly someone motivating them, not discouraging them. So the preparation, the everything, the real action is lacking. Now they need to do. Now they need to, action, prepare for action, and they need to do an action. But the foundation is not strong, and thus they say that should I do this or shouldn't I do this? So they are easily discouraged and easily disappointed, and they need constant motivation because they are always setting up unrealistic goals, and they are always like, I'm going to give up. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it day after tomorrow. I'm going to do it the day before the last date. So this is column 5. Means they are always on the avoiding mode. They are always on the giving up mode. So column 5 is this. Column 6, the structure is not yet complete, right? The structure is being tested because it is almost half complete, but the individuals feel compelled to face the challenge that they need to prove themselves, and their work is criticized due to lack of precision. So here in this column, they are not perfect. They are, half perfect. So they constantly feel the need that no, I have to prove myself. I have to do something. I have to do everything in my power to, do something, to do the action to prove myself. But their work is constantly criticized because the perfection is not there. So there is always a challenge, and one has to do things, prove one's power. One is forced to act. It is inevitable and inescapable. It has to be done. The bridges are burned behind him. It takes courage and bravery in the extreme. It is the daredevil. The fear of the possible failure can make him do his act alone, covered and secretive. So they have to do it. They know they have to do it. They feel compelled to do it because they have to prove themselves. But because of the fear that I might fail, they almost act alone and they keep their ideas covered and do not share them very easily. The column 7, the structure is good in normal situation but needs support when the times are tough. And they feel that they must be perfect, but they are far from perfection. And they finish very tired and overwhelmed. So they're constantly trying to be perfect. They constantly train themselves to be perfect, but the perfection is a long way to go from column 7 yet. So he can do his hack, but knows he has still to learn a lot more. He has to practice to become a master of everything. He wants to learn from others, likes to cooperate to see how others do things, and he likes to teach and help others on their road to become a master. So this column is helpful. They want to be perfect and they are willing to train themselves. They are willing to try. They are willing to do everything in their power to, to be perfect, because they know that perfection can only be mastered by training. The column 8, the structure is proven and is no longer a challenge. So the structure has to resist to high pressure. The individuals feel the pressure and the force. The effort must be tremendous to achieve the targets, and exhaustion occurs after. So the column 8 persons are always mostly exhausted, and they are doing till column 7. They are doing everything in their power. They are doing training and they want to be perfect. Now the structure which is proven means the outer shell is complete. Now they have they are exhausted because they need to maintain it. They need to endure the immense pressure that they feel pressurized all the time. They feel that there is always a lack of time, and they are always struggling against deadlines. They have to always push and fight against the inertia of matter and resistance of people. One can be irritated by opposition. So they, there is constant pressure to maintain it. So mere a little position can cause irritation in them because they are already so exhausted maintaining their structure. The column 9 have no longer any resistance or opposition, and the structure is nearly perfect but a little short of perfection. So the perfection is yet to be achieved, but there is no longer any resistance or oppositions because the structure is almost complete. The body of work has been done, but the last details have to be filled in. Practically, the goal is reached. Virtually, the work is finished, but some adaptations are yet to be made. So after doing everything, after playing the act, there is one final dress rehearsal. Which dress rehearsal is column 9? They are yet to be perfect, but the dress rehearsal is yet to be complete, and the minor adaptations are yet to be complete. The book can be completed after the corrections and proofreading. The contract just have to be approved and signed, but the fear of a blunder or failure at examination can make one to call off the whole thing. So just the fear of failure is there. Just the fear of failure is there. The fear that something blunder might happen, something like failure might happen. Everything is done, everything, but the last minute uh, fear can make them call off the whole thing. The column 10, the structure is complete. Individuals are confident about themselves and they are sure about their choices, and they know for certain that they have achieved success. So now the structure is complete. Now they have reached the point of perfection. So now they are confident about themselves and they are sure about their choices, and they know that they have achieved success. Now the goal is reached. Now they are at the top. Now they are like winner. They are like always victorious. Everything is falling into place. It is obvious to one is oneself, the noble person that decides independently and they are self-sufficient. One can become so convinced of the success and righteousness that one becomes rigid, fixed, and haughty. Balance and imbalance between the two, there is no in between. They can be balanced and they can have imbalance. The column 11, the structure stands by itself, but the question is if it will maintain itself in adverse circumstances and the individuals have to maintain and defend their position. So in the column 10, they were perfect. The structure was complete. Now is the maintenance phase. So the structure is complete here too, in a column 11 too. But the maintenance is yet to happen and they have to defend their position. This is the maintenance one has to hold and keep the position reached. Things have to be conserved. They have to be preserved. One wants to enjoy and the affluence and prosperity. One wants to expand and share the wealth and fortune. Sustenance is possible but happy. One protects like a guardian or shepherd. So, in the column 11, because the structure is complete, they just have to maintain. They are like protectors. They are like guardians. So, they want to, share their experiences, share their wealth and fortune, share their prosperity, share their mindfulness to others. But they need to conserve and preserve themselves too. The column 12 is constant vigilance, alertness, and are protecting themselves when they start to have enemies. So, because the outer shell is almost complete, the outer shell is complete. So, there is constant mode of alert. They are vigilant and they are always trying to protect themselves because they are having enemies. So, the power is supreme here. Power is supreme, but the enemies are also there. Some backstabbers are also there in column 12 and they feel that they are threatened from all sides because there are enemies. They are thus because they are having enemies, they have faced the criticism. They are always suspicious of what? Suspicious of betrayal, the attack, and they want to defend their power. They always try to defend the power in an exaggerated way. It is overdone, leading to opposition. This is too much of a good thing. Overshooting, overdoing, overstating, and boasting. The conservative one rules by division, defending against revolution and decline. So, because they have to protect themselves, they are always vigilant and alert while being suspicious because there is always betrayal. They are having enemies. So, there is a suspicion of betrayal and attack. So, they always say things in an exaggerated way. Means they boast a lot. They try to overdo things. They try to overshoot their achievements. They try to boast. They always overstate what they can do and what they cannot do. So setting up unrealistic goals is basically column 12 and means the previous row was also setting the unrealistic goals and there was the fear of not achieving it. In this row there is a fear that there is a fear of betrayal, not achieving it. Okay, so there is overstating always and now they are burdening other people because they have overstated some or the other things. Because of this there is a betrayal, there is attack to that person because the thing he has done, but he is afraid. Because he is afraid, he is pushing it on other people. So column 12 is that. Column 13 is they feel that their structure is under severe attack and loss is imminent. So they need a superhuman effort to maintain it. The position can only be held partly half. One has to retreat and retire. One has to reduce and shrink. One can hold one to old and obsolete things with nostalgic feelings. The antique and outdated things from the past, which are the best, must be retired and withdrawn, but they are held in honor in the reduced space. The atmosphere is musty and moldy. So, the structure is complete, but structure is under attack. They feel that their structure is going to collapse. So, it is that phase which was row 7, like now the collapse or the letting go. So, they are like everything is there, You know, everything is okay, but they feel that they are under attack. So they have to lose anything, lose everything. So they need to put much and much effort to maintain it. So they, you know, shrink and they reduce and they maintain their structure in that way by shrinking and reducing. Column 14, they begin to accept that their loss is evident. So they think that their loss is evident, is going to happen no matter what they do. They understand that they have failed and now nothing can be done. So they give up and accept whatever the changes happen. So form without power. So mask, facade, mummy, fossil. These are some words that can be described in the column 14. The real power is gone, but externally it seems to function still well. One is dismissed, put on a side track, one feels powerless, weak, and drained. Column 15 is the sense of being eroded. It is falling apart and cannot be preserved. They are carefully to see how long it can continue. So they are seeing how long it can continue. It has already been eroded, but they are seeing how long it can be continued. The column 16 feels that the structure has lost its utility completely and they are too incapacitated to do anything. So there is a state of decay, purification, producing an offensive and
Doctor, our time is about to finish. Please
yes,
conclude.
sir.
We can have
Only
second part of the same as per your convenience.
no, sir. Only 2 columns are left, so I'll be able to finish it. So there is decay. There is the decay is so much that the offensive and rotten order is produced. The column 17 has instability of the individual at its maximum, and the people have the feeling that their structure is dissolving and crumbling. So now the decay has happened, and now the dissolution has is happening. This is the eradication. All has to be erased. It has to be seized, extinguished, abolished, aborted, and finalized. So this is column 17, the last second column. So one is supposed to quit or flee, being expelled as an outcast. No, you do not belong to us, like that. Column 18 is the structure is completely dissolved and is not an issue any longer. Individuals live in their own world, detached and separated from others, but they are happy within themselves. This is the denial of action of everything. There is a pause between actions. Rest, holiday, sleep, meditation, coma, death all indicate column 18. It is the beginning of the new stage. Before the beginning of the new stage, this may be called as stage 0, because stage 1 is now to happen, because it is the last one. The structure is now dissolved. It is now complete in every form. The sensation is of being free, floating, confused, and unconnected. Thank you. If there are any questions, I'll be happy to know it. I'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very wonderful session. And as it's 8:30 now, and we do not have the time for discussion anymore. So
Sure, sir.
thank you so much, ma'am, for this enriching session. And thank you everyone for joining us today. And now it's time for Malayalam session. So I request Malayalam session coordinate moderator to please take over and continue the proceeding. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.